Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Dr. Bigot, you had mentioned in your testimony that not only is ITER building a first-of-its-kind reactor, but the organizational structure is first of its kind. If you could go back and restructure the organization, would you do anything different? And if so, what would it be?
Yes, you're right. It's quite a challenge to have these 35 different nations with different culture, different ways to proceed, working all together. But I do believe it's a precondition for the ITER to move forward. Because, as I said, it's large investment, large industrial capacity. If we have not all these partners around the table, it will be difficult. If I would start from the scratch with the return of experience we have, I do believe that it would have been much better if what we propose in the action plan was accepted from the very beginning, which means the DG, the Director General, has full power to take any technical decision which is needed for the project, even if the partners bring in-kind contribution, which is good because it allows their industry to develop know-how, to foster innovation in many fields. I do believe the key point is decision-making process. And at the beginning, it was not clear enough that it is an industrial project, and we have to empower the Director General with all the support and agreement of the ITER Council members that he has capacity to decide. And I am very pleased that I have been able to convince the 7 ITER members when I elaborate and develop this action plan, they understood that, and they really support me during the last 12 months on this matter.
Okay. Dr. Prager, did you want to? I didn't know if you were interested. You had something to add.
Well, I don't know. I mean, Dr. Bigot is the expert on that. I think the international arrangement has been well recognized to be problematic. And I think Dr. Bigot is having a remarkable effect on fixing that. So I think the whole fusion community is very delighted with the progress over the last year.
Okay. Well, Dr. Bigot, are you considering requesting any changes to the organizational structure going forward?
Oh, no. I do believe that we have now to try to change the culture, not from just the top managers, but all down to the staffs, in order we work in what I call integrated way. Everybody has to feel out the owner of the global project and fully accountable of the project, of the progress. Is why it's so important to have a schedule, and stick to the schedule with many clear milestones in such a way that everybody feel fully committed to deliver.
Okay, well, thank you. Dr. Prager, fusion energy has often been described as being 50 years away. What do we know now that we didn't know 10 to 15 years ago that will give us confidence that we are making some progress?
Yeah, I think the joke is 30 years away.
Okay.
There's been a lot of progress in the last 15 years in various ways. One, scientifically, a big challenge is how do you control 100 million degree plasma? Keep the heat in effectively, keep it from what we say going unstable and kind of blowing out like a tire blowing out. And in the last 15 years, we've controlled it ways that I couldn't imagine when I started to work in this field. There's aspects of the plasma that when I started to work, we just had to accept that it existed like bad weather, particularly turbulence in the plasma. Now partly through experiment and through computation and theory, we have ways that we can actually control the turbulence in the plasma. And therefore, this gives us greater confidence that ITER will succeed and that we can design a successful fusion reactor. You've heard a lot about the problem of surrounding 100 million degree plasma by a hot material. Well, in experiments over the last 15 years, there's been ways to magnetically channel the heat out and spread it out over surfaces to alleviate that problem. Computation has been spoken about a lot, that we have much better predictive capabilities. Looking a little bit into the future, there are new breakthroughs in technology outside of fusion that could have a big impact, such as magnets that can make very strong magnetic fields. So there's been very good, steady progress that's not solved anything by any means, but bolstered our confidence that we'll move well in the future.
Well, thank you. I'm out of time, so Mr. Chair, I yield back.